My other favorite F words. Forgiveness, which means forgive everyone, everything, all the time. And if you have work to do there, you know you have work in forgiveness if you're breathing. That's what Byron Katie says. But you know, so to continue to work on that forgiveness work, I mean, it's what's going to make you be a hot knife through butter. Fearlessness. Step into where you're supposed to be, like really step into. Drop all the BS. Step into your places of fearlessness, and then that other F word is fun. It should be fun. You know, little kids, that they run to things and they churn up and they manifest like crazy people because they just know how to have fun. Think about the kid on Christmas Eve who's so freaking lit up. You know, that's how we should address each day, like it's Christmas Eve. Today is so precious. There's no time to tarry in our mediocrity. We need to really rise up and be brilliant in all that we do. I'm not dabbling in being asleep, and I hope that you're going to come with me. And Joan is going to help us get there as well with this amazing conversation. She's one of those people who I just delight in her. Like she just really doesn't have too much tolerance for bullshit. Which is, you know, you always want to be on the right side of the fence with her. I'm just saying, I've heard stories that you've told me. I've never been on the wrong side, thank God. She's just a light and a love, and she's actually my neighbor. She's been a really awesome member of this community, and she has some crystals to share with us after the service, but please give a warm welcome to Joan Llewellyn-Burns.
So we're talking about the solar plexus chakra, which is also, you might hear it called the Manipura chakra, the navel chakra, and it's located in between your navel and your breastbone. And you might people say, oh, it's like 2 fingers above or 6 above. It just doesn't really matter. It's just in this area, and it's your gut area. It is associated with the element of fire. It takes the earth energy from your root chakra and the water energy of the chakra that we talked about last week, which is the sacral chakra, and it combines it with the fire energy, and it turns it into the power. So it is the chakra of your power, your will, your purpose, and your action. Your self-esteem is rooted in this chakra, and as well as your ability to transform anything in your life. Each chakra has a color, and this chakra is yellow, and like a sunny yellow, and the crystals associated with it are amber, citrine, and tiger's eye. Each chakra has crystals and sounds, and you know, we can go into that forever. But each chakra is about balance. It's like balance of energy. You know, when I start talking about energy, you know, I don't want to sound like really woo-woo and kind of out there. We all feel energy. You might walk into a room and you're like, whoa. You know, we've all felt that, like, whoa. Oh, or you meet someone and you're like, oh, he gave me the heebie-jeebies, or you get bad vibes from someone. Well, you're feeling their energy. You may not know that you've been feeling energy, but you've been experiencing energy from people your whole life. So you've been kind of woo-woo all along, and you didn't even really know it. So it's not something new. It's just something that there is. Everybody gives off an energy. Your body does. So it's there. So that the chakras can be open and flowing, which is what we kind of ideally want, but they can be blocked partially, totally, or they can be underactive or overactive. And when they are out of balance, different things can kind of show up in your life. So if it is underactive or blocked, we can feel fearful. We can feel overpowered by other people, unable to express ourselves, or afraid to say our truth. So, you know, sometimes you might find yourself, you know, standing like this a lot. You know, are you unconsciously protecting that part of your body, your gut, your will? That can sometimes maybe think about that if you find yourself doing that at work. And then if it's overactive, we might be likely to blame others, verbally attack others. We might explode or try to control other people or events. And we might find ourselves trying to be compulsive overachievers. But when it's just right, just like in Goldilocks, when it can be just right and balanced, we have positive self-esteem and are self-confident. And we are self-motivated. So that's really where we want to be. But you might say, well, I'm kind of all these things. And that's true, because it's not like a stagnant or a fixed energy. It changes all the time. And for me, I can see myself very much in the kind of the Southwell run riot. I want to control everything, everyone, and so I'm kind of stuck in that overactive solar plexus chakra. And I've been working kind of hard at this. People in my family may tell you I'm not very successful with it. I had thought by my sheer will of force that I could take my sheer will and I could ease the symptoms of my son's autism. And I thought that I could just make my marriage work with my ex-husband just by controlling him and controlling everything that happened in our house. And you can tell by the fact that he's my ex-husband that I could not control that, even though I thought I could, just by my sheer will. And, so I'm really not as powerful as I think I am. My mom used to tell me all the time, give it to God. Give your worries to God. And I said, no. I cannot trust God. God is not going to get this job done. He can't do it. But she would say, you got to do it, you got to do it. She had such a lot of things that I envied about her. She had a wonderful contentment about herself. And I think about part of that was her ability to give her worries to God. And I'm starting to be able to do that a little bit. A little bit. And when I walked into the rooms of AA, I read a second step. If you're not familiar with AA, it's came to believe in a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And then the third step is make a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. And I thought, holy crap, a bunch of drunk holy rollers. I wanted to scream, no. Everybody wants me to give my control, my will, my power over to God. And it was very hard for me. I wanted to hold that will. But I also didn't want to drink, and I didn't want to be a drunk mother. So I thought, okay, maybe my mom was right, and maybe I can just give a little bit of trying. And what I like about AA is they will say, one of the sayings is it's like progress, not perfection. And so I thought, okay, maybe just a little tiny step. And I am taking little baby steps kind of every day. And my higher power, as I know her, is I call her divine wisdom and love. And she is the universe. She is the true love of a mother's love. She is in all of us. She's in the stars. She's in every person. She's in Mother Earth. And as I've been able to release some of that self-will, I've been able to find a little bit of peace that I never really had before in my life. And that is helping to balance this chakra of the solar plexus. And I am still kind of new, and it's just beginning, and I have good days and bad days, but I am finding a little more peace in my life. And so there are several different ways that you can work different strategies into help balancing your solar plexus chakra, and it's all kind of about self-love. So one of the things that you can do is you can stand in front of a mirror, and you can look at that mirror and look at yourself as if you are looking at somebody that you love. And like maybe a sibling, a parent, a child. And you can ask yourself, what are this person's qualities? What are the things that you like about yourself? And then I'm going to ask you to say these things. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect. And I have power over me. And I know this is going to be really weird because I've done it myself. And nobody has to see you do it. Go in the bathroom, close the door. And at first you might have to make things up. You'll be like, I cannot think of a single quality of myself. So make something up that maybe you would tell a good friend of yours. But sooner or later, it kind of builds, and maybe you can think of something good about yourself for that day. And that helps build some of the self-love that is so critical for so much of your life, so that you can give love. And another thing you might want to do is explore the sources of resistance in your life. What are you afraid of? What issues keep coming back over and over in your life? What are you constantly fighting against? These disturbances can drain the energy right out of your solar plexus chakra. And I read this one question and I thought it really made sense to me, and it's to ask yourself, what must I understand, love, or let go of so that I may free up my energy? Because all those things just suck the life out of us. Releasing anger that we are holding on to can unblock the solar plexus chakra. Find a healthy way to release your anger. Exercise, punching. I said, well, maybe punching bags, not people. But if you are going to punch someone, oh man, I'll go with you. You can go dancing, singing, crying, all those things can help to release that anger. You know what, if this chakra is blocked, we can end up leading into the victim mindset. That's something that Maureen talks about all the time. We can blame other people for our unhappiness or sacrifice our needs for others. And this takes a lot of our energy. We have to learn how to say no. No is a complete sentence. That was one thing that was kind of taught to me through having a child with autism. I had to say no. And I find that I have a lot of friends that have a hard time saying no. And I'm like, no, just say no, you just can't do it. And so we have to kind of protect some of our energy by saying no. And then self-care, healthy self-care. This is something that my therapist talks to me about all the time. Another thing that I am not very good at, admittedly, I suck at it. And which is much better than when before I did no self-care to the point that I didn't even drink enough water, and I would get kidney stones all the time, repeatedly. So I have improved from that point in my life, because self-care is really the cornerstone to a healthy chakra, to a healthy body, to a healthy mental state. And so I want to just take one moment as I'm closing to do just a quick visualization. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and take just a few deep breaths. And we're going to imagine a swirling ball of luminescent yellow light in your diaphragm. And then feel this ball of golden energy dissolving all the blockages within you. The golden light moves up to the top of your head, then down to the soles of your feet. You are bathed in the warm yellow light of the sun. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of respect. You have the power. Okay, you can open your eyes. My final thought today is for you to start to recognize you are a spiritual being of light in a physical body, and that our physical bodies take us from point A to point B, and that just to remember that we are just a beautiful being of light and not our physical bodies.